have a little discussion, take some Q&A. So I'll start with something that we were discussing, which is, well, first of all, as marketers, I mean, keeping it at an objective level, we have to come up with some terminology that is clear. And sharing data for our marketing set, first party, second party, third party. We were discussing that. I think it's a good discussion for the group to understand. I'll take a stab at defining something, and please, if you guys will have your own perspective. We all know first party, it's own, and we know second party is in my opinion, a contractual agreement. You had a great word for it, verified source. So for example, if a client of mine, which is a financial client, brings second party data from Forbes with contractual agreement, that's second party. Only they have access to it, and they have limitations and contractual agreements, and there are technical things that you can put in place. You could have reporting coming out, impression-based, data-based, all those. So that's second party. These are being activated. I know someone was talking about data leakage. I think it's working. Third party is data that has been collected from sources that are aggregated and sometimes unverifiable and modeled. So anything to add on zero party, fourth party? Zero party is sometimes device ID is being called zero party, but I'll let you guys have a have a new descriptor. And
I think I've already made my case, whether you call it 3+ or 4. We do feel like there is an entry point for media measurement level data coming into the space, because in the end, if you think about digital, it's given us the capacity to measure so much more, and these data points allow us to do what many call attribution or measurement. But when we bring it back to traditional media, that process is disaggregated, right? You use a data set, TGI, for example, to do your planning, and then for the delivery, say for television, you'll look at the delivery against TV ratings. But now we have the ability to connect all of that. So as we see that increasing in the digital space, why not have measurement level data used for both targeting and for measurement? And even if you can't connect them directly now because of privacy concerns or even different data providers, who has which market, just the ability to think of it that way and to think of using smarter targeting or smarter data for targeting, because ultimately you do have the capability to measurement, we would position that that's important and worth a higher CPM.
It's funny, we have this conversation a lot, and I think human nature is that these things need to kind of be one to the exclusion of the other. In reality, the way I think about data, especially great quality research data, is they each have kind of a specific role in the awareness and advocacy funnel. When you have third-party data, kind of lots of noise and very little signal, certainly has a place in the top of the funnel brand activities, where just, it's a lot of brand awareness campaigns. Second-party data is a perfect opportunity for mid-funnel activity. To Saqib's point, Forbes and some financial services client, this is a verified, vetted, validated audience that's going to carry forward that brand message really succinctly and acutely. And then that and it all orients itself around CRM data and existing, the knowledge base that any brand marketer or publisher has accumulated, which they're going to leverage at the point of decision to make sure that they're driving people across the finish line. What I like about the nature of this panel is that now we can start thinking about the way that this data has been democratized and normalized. Now, if you're a brand marketer in particular, you can start bringing in media awareness and campaign awareness measurement from places like Kantar to kind of solidify some of your marketing decisioning around which data, which segmentation, which personas are delivering the right KPIs for you, and the tweaking and the tailoring based on how you use that data will be kind of an appropriate derivative.
And from my role in the panel, talking about the kind of usage and activation of the data sets, the three kind of key points I would make, which I think is going to be a couple years to still play out, is it's basically bridging the first, second, and third or fourth party data sets together so that you can use it in an activation channel. I think that's one critical role that, or one critical aspect to reaching consumers that we need to get a little bit better at. And the second and third would be, I heard a couple times today people talking about attribution models. So it's bringing the data sets together across the 3 or 4 different party channels, attribution, and then better creative optimization. I think that's the piece that's missing in reaching consumers, where we have all this information to target in segments or even individuals, but we're not doing better creative optimization.
So I'm getting signals we are done, which is very quick. We do have a roundtable tomorrow. We would love to have this discussion, talk more and more about the consumer journey and how this party's.
What time is it at?
We should get one question.
What time's our roundtable tomorrow?
I think it's at the coffee break. They're at the same
coffee
time.
break?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they're all at the same time.
They want to know.
Can we take one
Give the
question?
people what they want.
They need questions.
At least one? Anyone? All right. Well, we'll be at the round table. Cool. Okay.
Thank you.